What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. I do apologise for not doing a transfer update yesterday. Quite simply, it's pretty quiet out there. That's the reason out there. Anyway, we have got enough news for a video today, so make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 20k subscribers, now less than 500 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. I am rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates for everybody to enjoy throughout all the summer transfer windows. So if you want to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City transfer news, then do subscribe. Also, social media links, they're in the description below. And sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Twitch link also in the description below if you want to go and follow me on my Twitch. Also, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Once more, aiming for 400 likes. And also, most important, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. Without further ado, let's crack on with this video. And we've got some contract news. Firstly, Raheem Sterling, Martin Blackburn, he's saying that Manchester City, they are prepared to sit down with Raheem Sterling, and Raheem Sterling's prepared to sit down with Manchester City and resume contract talks, which is really good news. Martin Blackburn works for the Sun. He's reliable when it comes to Manchester City information, and so it's good news. The fact that Raheem Sterling and City are prepared to sit down and try and get something sorted to get the deal finalised for him to sign a new contract suggests that things are heading in the right direction. And I do hope, my desk is made of wood, so touch wood here when I say this, I do hope that things do head in the right direction and Raheem Sterling signs a new contract at Manchester City. Quite frankly, I think he's a fantastic football player, and I'm hoping that he's going to take that confidence that he's got from the European Championships into the new season, and he can show everyone just what he's capable of. He's in for a big season. If Raheem Sterling can come out smelling of roses, then it could just be the season that he has been looking for, and he really pushes on and becomes, goes to that next level and becomes an elite player at Manchester City. He has the potential to do that, and I'm hoping that he can go and do that. Yeah, signing a new contract would really help to resolve matters when it comes to the long-term future for him. Now, other bit of information from the contract news is John Stones. Martin Blackburn also says that John Stones is expected to extend his contract at Manchester City. He said that was in the coming weeks. However, David Ornstein has said that a deal is set to be announced, so we may be talking hours, maybe days. It might even already been announced by the time that I put this video out there. But John Stones is closing in on a new contract at Manchester City. It's going to be a 5-year deal according to David Ornstein, so that's going to be a contract to keep him here until 2026, securing his long-term future as well, which again is fantastic news. He's had a great season for Manchester City, and I'm hoping he can really build on that now. He's got himself back into the England reckoning. He's playing regular first-team football, not only for Manchester City, but for England as well, so all is good for John Stones, and he's going to get rewarded for that. Apparently, he's going to be put on a wage worth £250,000 per week, so massive well done there to John Stones. Just imagine, right? You earn £250,000 per week. It's an incredible amount of money. I would be delighted if I was in such a position, but there we go. Anyway, heading to the outs now. We've got an update on them 3 senior players that could well be leaving Manchester City during this window. Now, Jack Gaughan has named these players about who wants to leave Manchester City. These players are Bernardo Silva. We already know about him. He's wanted in Spain. Atletico Madrid are interested. Could be used in a swap deal involving Tottenham Hotspur, but he does prefer to go to Iberia, so more than likely will be a move to Spain. The other player, Aymeric Laporte, of course, has already expressed that he's frustrated that he's not getting regular first-team minutes, of course, being kept out of the team by that man that's set to sign a new contract in John Stones, and Ruben Diaz really impressing in his first season at Manchester City, so Laporte has struggled for game time, so he could well leave. He's just declared for Spain, of course, and so it probably would make sense for him to go and play his trade in Spain. Can Spanish clubs afford him? That's the question. So I would be surprised if Aymeric Laporte did leave. And if you watch the City Extra YouTube channel, I did leave a comment on one of their recent videos, their morning live streams that they've started doing over there. Aymeric Laporte, very interesting. If he does end up leaving City, I don't think that he will, but if he did leave, who would you replace him with? People have been saying just use Nathan Ake. However, going into a season with Nathan Ake, who's had some injuries, John Stones, who again in previous seasons has had some injuries, and Ruben Diaz as our three senior centre-backs isn't really how Manchester City normally go into a season, so we could well be looking that if Laporte leaves, a new centre-back would be signed. I like to comment that I got on Twitter when I put the question out there to people. Someone said, do we fancy another Koulibaly saga, which made me smile. So yeah, go put that question out there in the comments for this one. If Aymeric Laporte leaves, I don't think that he will, but if he did, who would you like to see Manchester City sign? If you don't want City to sign, who would you like to see promoted? Let me know in the comments below. And the other player that Jack Gaughan's named is Gabriel Jesus. I find that one really interesting. And as someone that's seen Aguero already leave, I'd be very surprised if Jesus leaves as well. We'll see what happens with regards to that, of course. But City may need to sell if they're wanting to fund for a move for Harry Kane. Now, moving on to the ins, some quick updates. Firstly, Ilaix Moriba, Hagrid FCB over on Twitter has said that Moriba, he's valued at between 15 to 20 million euros by Barcelona, and that is the price that they're looking for him. Manchester City have been linked, Chelsea have been linked earlier in the window. We'll see if City end up making a move. I'll be honest, I don't think that we will, but I could be wrong. The other update I have is on Lukaku, of course. One of the contingencies for Manchester City when it comes to Harry Kane. He's set to sign for Chelsea. He's already had one part of his medical. He's flying to London as I'm filming this video, and he's going to have, more than likely at some point today, the second part of his medical, as well as agreeing his personal terms. And then Chelsea at some point this week will announce the signing. He signs from Inter Milan for £97.5 million, which is around 115 million euros. Extraordinary amount of money. Chelsea spending big, Manchester City spending big as well, and Chelsea getting themselves a striker, so that won't be them signing Erling Haaland next summer, you wouldn't think either. And PSG, they're set to add Lionel Messi as well, so teams are starting to sort out their attack, and yet here we are. We haven't sorted ours out yet. But the player we're chasing, Harry Kane, got an update on him. Quite a lengthy on this one, but I'll try and get through it as best that I can in as informative and as quickly as possible. Now, the Times are reporting that Spurs, they're closing in on the signing of Lautaro Martinez, who Manchester City, of course, have been interested in the past, and he's set to sign, it was reported, for around £60 million. Tottenham are being linked with other strikers as well, but it is being reported that Tottenham want to sign two strikers, so it's seemingly looking like Nuno, the new manager there, is looking for a change of system, and he's looking for two strikers, and he wants to keep Kane. He wants to use Kane as one of the strikers, but he wants another striker to partner Harry Kane rather than Harry Kane leaving. Now, whether you believe that or not remains to be seen. I do remember earlier in the window, Daniel Levy saying Tottenham are going to have to be prudent in the market. They're not going to be spending big, yet being linked with and closed in apparently on 60 million Lautaro Martinez tells me Harry Kane's leaving. That's what I'm reading between the lines here, but that remains to be seen as to whether that transfer gets done, because there is some conflict on that. Inter Milan already sold Lukaku, don't want to sell Lautaro Martinez as well. It's believed Inter Milan are also closing in on replacing Romelu Lukaku, and they're going to replace him with former Manchester City man Edin Dzeko. Buzzing for him. But yeah, so we'll see what direction it goes in. If it looks like Spurs will sign Lautaro Martinez, then quite possibly they are spending that Kane money, because I don't believe without player sales that they have got 60 million to be shelling out on a striker, but I could be wrong. Now, it is believed that Spurs are willing to speak with Manchester City and negotiate over Harry Kane's price. It is believed that perhaps £120 million with some good bonuses could be enough to get that deal done. I think Manchester City are reluctant to go over £100 million. I can see City saying have £100 million plus the bonuses, not 120 to 130 million pounds, which is what has been reported. Now, just a theory I've put out there, like I said, Bernardo Silva, he could be used to get that price down. I think Tottenham would be crazy to turn down somebody of the quality of Bernardo Silva playing in their team. In my opinion, Bernardo Silva walks into the Spurs 11. He becomes one of their best players as well. I think they'd be crazy to turn that down. I think the bigger question would be, does Bernardo Silva want to go to Spurs? He wants to go to Iberia. He wants the sun. He doesn't want to go to London. I'll tell you right now, London weather, it's near enough the same as Manchester. It's literally, what, 200 miles further south. It's not a great difference, okay? So I'd be surprised if that happens, but it could be done if we wanted to bring that price down. Now, James Robson at the Standard, he has said Manchester City's stance on Harry Kane right now is City are relaxed but confident. It's going to go past the first game of the season. I have been saying this for weeks and weeks. Spurs will not sell Harry Kane or negotiate for Harry Kane for his sale to Manchester City until we've played them. Quite smart, really, on their half. But, quite frankly, they don't want to sell, arguably, their best player to Manchester City when we're playing him in the first game of the season. They'd rather him be playing for Spurs than for Manchester City. Now, Harry Kane does resume training at Spurs at some point this week. I have heard Thursday. So, more than likely, Kane probably won't be starting against City. He won't be match sharp. He won't be anywhere. He probably won't even be in the right frame of mind, if I'm completely honest. Having, 3 days worth of training after you've just come back from holiday and isolation, it isn't ideal. I imagine Spurs will probably have a training regime at home for Harry Kane to be following, but still, yeah. It's a bit of a strange one. But Manchester City, they've said they know that Levy drives a hard bargain, so they are prepared to be patient, and this will go past the first game of the season and will probably go right up to the wire on transfer deadline day, because quite frankly, a difficult deal like Harry Kane takes time, and I feel like we're going to need as much time as possible to get this one sorted. But we're facing a little bit of a dilemma. We're not going to sign Messi, we're not going to sign Lukaku, Haaland isn't going to leave Dortmund this summer, and so we're in a position where it literally is Harry Kane or bust. We won't be signing a striker, is what I'm saying, if we don't sign Harry Kane, and so it puts us in a difficult position. It doesn't give us much room for leverage when it comes to negotiating. This is going to be a very tricky deal for Manchester City to get done. I did think the Jack Grealish deal would be tricky, but considering he had a release clause, it made things relatively straightforward, and City like to do straightforward transfers. They like to put release clauses in there. Now, we have done negotiations with Spurs before, we've negotiated with Levy before, we know how to work the game, where Levy needs to get a good deal, he needs to think that he's getting one over Manchester City, which is what he thought with Kyle Walker, getting £50 million for him, thought it was over the value of Kyle Walker. Tottenham had got all this money, they'd won that transfer battle, yet we ended up getting a fantastic player in Kyle Walker. And quite frankly, a player is valued at what the club that's buying values that player at. And if Man City don't want to go over £100 million, then don't go over £100 million. Will Spurs negotiate with that? That is the question. Can City go any higher? They're the two big hurdles. Getting this fee agreed is the biggest hurdle of them all. And I've got a feeling right from now to the end of the transfer window, Harry Kane is the direction that we're going to be heading in. So I will keep you guys up to date with this transfer every single step of the way. Make sure you subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. 20k subscribers, less than 500 subs away. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also social media links. They're in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, my email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Aiming for 400 likes, so any help towards that like goal would be fantastic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including if Aymeric Laporte was to leave, who would you like his replacement to be? Let me know your thoughts on the Kane situation and City potentially not signing a striker with Harry Kane or bust. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know your thoughts of the contracts. Raheem Sterling, John Stones, new contracts. Are you happy with that? Let me know in the comments below. And lastly, don't forget you can find my Twitch link in the description below too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitch. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I did put out a video yesterday doing a kit review with the new goalkeeper shirts, short-sleeved. Man City don't often do short-sleeve goalkeeping shirts, so I wanted to get hold of that and do a review for you guys. So if you haven't gone and checked that out, then do go and check that out if you so wish. I'll be back again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.